Hello and welcome to Last Time On. This is the podcast for someone who wants to watch all that prestige television, but who's got time for all that?
You know I don't.
You know I don't either.
I'm Xhafer.
I am Ben.
And I'm Victor.
And we are currently watching Stargate SG1, watching in quotation marks. We are watching our third episode of the show, and we are season 2, episode 9, Secrets. It's not a secret if you don't whisper it. That's 100% the rule about secrets.
And I am glad to be back here recording with you guys. Been looking forward to this one. Because this one was quite a bombshell, I gotta say.
Yes.
I mean,
wow. Some stuff happens.
Yeah.
A bunch of stuff happened.
I needed a freaking second Zoloft after this. It just felt like it was like 2 or 3 episodes in one crammed together. Like if I didn't know better, this would be like a mid-season finale, but this was back before mid-season finales were a thing.
Yeah.
Well, I
can
tell they pulled out all the stops because we got Eric Xhafer. I was so excited. We opened in media Eric Xhafer.
Oh, that guy.
He's one of my favorite that guy actors.
Yes, he has been in everything.
He's famous, most famous, of course, from Mr. Deeds, but he's been in a bunch of other stuff too.
You'd say Mr. Deeds over like The Mummy?
Ben, I'm doing a U-bit.
I like him in Mr. Deeds, where he's like a rich guy who's just like, I actually really like Wendy's. You can dip your fries in the Frosty? What?
That guy is great. He's actually reprising his role from the Stargate movie, which I'm really surprised to see.
Cool.
Yeah.
It's just him and the kid. Everyone else recast.
Which, by the way, I mean, we'll get there eventually. Pretty sure Kit's dead.
He's dead, Captain.
But,
Oh.
that's, yeah, he's gone. He went the way of Kowalski.
Oh, Kowalski.
He got Kowalski'd.
This episode is so packed with shit that it makes me wonder if this is the kind of show where every episode is packed with stuff, or if we have just hit the lottery of plot by rolling this episode.
My good friend Angela the Gatekeeper has been telling me that there are some episodes that we have to watch for plot points. She goes, oh, no. She's said this so many times. And I'm just like, no. You're missing the point of the show.
That's not how it works.
We can't. She's like, oh, wait, you're going to watch this episode. You have to let me know because you need to see this one beforehand to get the context. I'm like, nope, we are not doing that. We'll do that after the podcast has ended. Maybe.
Yeah. Yeah.
There are a whole bunch of references in this episode to what I'm guessing was the season 1 finale.
Yes.
And I'm just like, no idea what happened, but sounds cool.
Sounds like some shit went down.
Sounds like a banger, literally. But we missed it, and that's how this podcast works. If you're just tuning in for the first time, we roll a bunch of dice and skip around, and we have no context for what happened in the previous episodes. We're not allowed to do any research. We're not allowed to look anything up. We're not allowed to watch any season recaps or anything along those lines. We just gotta raw dog it through this show in whatever order is deemed fit by the universe and call it good. That's what we do here on Last Time On. That's our patented formula.
Clinically proven method.
Patent paperwork pending.
I did appreciate the start of this episode. They're getting around so why wasn't going back to Abydos the season 1 finale? Oh, because it's been an Abydosian year, not a human year like you would have with your TV seasons. Mm-hmm. They have a longer year.
I like
which
that.
They would.
Yeah. So many science fiction. It's such a trope in science fiction that a year just happens to be the same on every fucking planet in the universe.
See the great Centauri Republic, open 9 to 5, Earth time.
They said almost the exact same thing in The Expanse at one point, so that's pretty good.
We get our episode set up here. Daniel and Teal'c are going back to Abydos while Jack and Sam are off to meet the president, because last time on in the episode 1 finale, they saved the fucking world.
Yeah. It seems like they blew up some spaceships, but fair.
Yes, man.
Oh,
I want you to get weird with it.
Let's get weird.
Yeah.
How did they blow up?
How
these
they blew up these spaceships?
How did they blow up the spaceships affair?
So, in a bit of meta, we're recording this relatively soon after I had watched Babylon 5 Third Space.
I love that movie.
I hate that movie. I think that episode has aired already, so you might have actually listened to it. But in compressed podcasting time, things are a bit different. So
podcast time.
In that movie, Captain John Sheridan EV suits a nuke into the ship to blow it up. And I'm guessing it's the same shit. I'm guessing they've got a Stargate on one of these ships or something. And they Stargated in, or had some other means of arriving on the ship, just dropped a nuke inside of it, much like they did in the movie. That's how they, right?
Yeah,
I haven't seen the movie, but they reference it. Yeah,
yeah, they basically beamed a nuke up onto the ship, using a dollar store Star Trek transporter.
Yeah, the ring.
I'm guessing it's the same shit. They beamed a nuke onto the ship, and that's how they got them blown up. I'm curious to see how far away from Earth it was, because you have to be close enough for drama, but far enough away where not everyone knows there's aliens now.
And there's no radiation poison killing anyone on the planet.
There's a lot of questions I have there that will never be answered.
So you think they just reused the same method for blowing 100%. Up these this? Yeah, okay. They just had the one method for killing.
When all you have is a nuke, every
ships.
Problem looks like a pyramid ship you blew up with it.
That's not how that sounds.
All right. How about you, Vic?
They said that there's 2 of these ships. Now I'm gonna get a little weird with it and say that we're all just assuming this happened in the season finale. I'm gonna say this happened 1 or 2 episodes before the season finale.
Oh, okay.
Does that count as getting weird?
No way. Not this time.
Okay, so they got these pyramids headed towards Earth, right? And I'm gonna say what they did was they went out. They called out Bruce Willis, and he guest starred on the episode. And with his team of oil men who get out on the spaceship, and they find an asteroid.
Oh, Aerosmith is playing. Yeah.
Wait, there's a tie-in where they showed the deleted scene from Armageddon where they go to a nearby comet that just happens passing through, duct tape the space shuttle to it, and fly it into the Apophis pyramid and blow it up. They ram it. They rammed that motherfucker.
My theory is they break up into 2 teams. 2 of them are on one ship, 2 of them are on the other. And their original plan is we're going to use nukes. Well, they get there with the nuke and find out it's been deactivated. We can't rearm it. They've learned from the movie. And what they do is, in their season 1 adventures, they've found a water planet, and they just open the Stargate to the water planet, flood the ships from the inside, and everything is filling up with water, they have to escape. And so they surprise, haha. It's just everybody in there. Like, the water gets into the reactors and they explode. And we get that harrowing submarine scene of like, no, you've got to reach down. Like, you're the Daniel Jackson. You're the only guy small enough to fit down and get your arm into that place that we need you to reach. And it's like, but he'll drown. It's like, well, he's the only one who can do it. but he manages.
He's the only child on the ship who's got small enough arms.
Yeah.
Nice.
Oh.
What if that's how what's his name? Scurry, what the kid.
Skara.
Skara, yeah. What if that's how he died? He had to stay behind and make the ultimate sacrifice to hold the button down on the nuke or whatever to make it blow up. But
That would make sense.
Getting from there to here.
That song,
Awesome.
that is the best song in the world.
One thing I did appreciate was they actually used a shot of them walking through, and like we got to see the Stargate in action, because our last episode, there was just a sound effect, and then it cuts to our characters now outside the Stargate, and it's like, okay, clearly we are not paying for any special effects on this episode. So I was happy. Like, I was worried that it was just the pilot had them walking through the Stargate, and everything post that would just be sound effect. Daniel Jackson was saying, hey, like, I'm sorry, I haven't found your daughter. And he's like, what are you talking about? She's here.
Waiting for you.
Yeah.
Yep. And we get Shari, and she's pregnant to theme.
Yeah. The first fucking bombshell of the... Well, I guess the first bombshell of the episode is, your wife, you can't find her? She's right here.
Yeah.
And then she's pregnant.
After theme, we find out pregnancy is a effective manner of subduing a gold. Go ahead.
Hold on. Before we go on to that real quick, I just wanted to... Something I noticed. I don't think they changed the opening credits at all. Like, because
I skip them every time.
No, we're in season 2 now, and I'm pretty sure that the opening credits are exactly the same as they were in season 1. And then I kind of realized, like, I think that's just more of a recent thing. Like, pretty sure back in the 90s, like all the Star Treks back then,
one theme for the whole show.
Yeah, they never they didn't do that. Like, the changing up the opening sequence for each season is a pretty recent trend in TV, I think.
Yeah,
unless
Babylon
a
5
character
did
changes.
Yeah, well, then all they do is just, Babylon 5 did do that. Babylon 5 started it. So,
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I feel so. Yeah, I was thinking that was a Game of Thrones thing that sparked that, but no, Babylon 5 did have a new theme song, a new sequence, everything. Yeah.
Yep.
That's why Babylon 5 is the best. Sorry, Star Trek fans. I know you're listening.
I mean, I love Star Trek and Babylon
Sure.
5. I have enough love in my heart for both of these franchises. So after theme, we find out that pregnancy is a actual way you can subdue a Goa'uld. And this is going to be either very important in like 4 or 5 seasons, or maybe another show, or never, ever come up again. Like, there's no middle ground. There's no minor plot point with this. It's either going to be super important or never matter. This kid is destined to become the next host of Apotheos.
Apophis, yeah.
Apophis. There we go. Daniel, there's a point in this scene that I have to call very specific attention to, because when he gets told this, Daniel turns to his side and asks if this is true. Who the fuck is he possibly speaking to? Like, if based off of the direction he's looking, it's at Kusif, his father-in-law, but he just found out about the whole gold thing in the first place.
Like, yeah,
there's no way he could know.
Yeah.
Right? Like, is he going to Teal'c? Why would Teal'c know that's the plan? Teal'c abandoned before any of this happened.
Yeah, if Teal'c is just finding out about all this,
who could he possibly be asking? This doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, and Cherie is the one who answers him. And I thought that was a little odd too. It's like, is this true? It's like Cherie's the one who just told him. And I guess he's asking her, is this true? And it's like, what does he expect?
He looks away from her.
Yeah. It's like, maybe he thinks this is an episode of Punk'd. And like Ashton Kutcher is about to pop out and be like, gotcha. Yeah, it's like your mortal enemy knocked up your wife. Just kidding. Punk. Like, what the fuck, man?
Gotcha.
One thing that's weird about this, though, is they reveal that Cherie has been there for a season, which I'm guessing is longer than an Earth season. But that means the Stargate was sealed. So they had to fly all the way there, dump her off, and then continue on with whatever stuff was going on. It's just like, why'd you put her here?
Yeah. Why did he put her there? I think they briefly said that Cherie is there because Apophis wanted to hide her away from his enemies. So he totally pulled a fucking Obi-Wan Kenobi here. Like, let's hide Luke Skywalker in his, place of birth on his fucking birth certificate. So he takes Cherie back to her. Like, that makes no damn sense. Like, why would he bring her back if you wanted to keep her safe and keep her hidden from his enemies? They would dump her in the most obvious place in the universe to find her.
Also, the Stargate was buried. Yeah. So why do they use the Stargate to go pick her up?
Oh, yeah. So many plot holes here. Okay. Yeah. I'm dropping a Gator hater point for that one. That's because that makes no sense. It's like, oh, hey. Yeah. I don't know. Does it have some kind of...
I guess the plan could have been to dig it out, but how would they known that it happened? I guess you could test. You could.
Well, they would have known that. I assume they would have known that Stargate had been buried when they dropped her off there in the first place, unless they just did like a drive-by and like kicked her out.
Maybe they unburied it when they dropped her off.
Well,
why would you make it easier to get there for your enemies, knowing that you're hiding her away in the first place?
Worst episode ever.
Oh, not even close.
The thing that really gets me about this whole scene, though, is they say, like the reveal that Apophis is having a baby so that he can take a new host, and it'll be, ready for him when his current host body is ready to die. And they're like, oh my goodness, like what? And it's like, these are like, these guys change bodies all the time.
Yeah, that's
like,
what they do. Yeah.
Why is this some sort of giant, like, dastardly reveal?
I figured this would be standard operating procedure, but apparently not.
Yeah, Teal'c should know this.
Yeah.
And by the way,
it seems Apophis is the first person who's just like, I'm going to have a baby, and that will be the new me. And everybody's like, that's weird and kind of gauche. We're the ghouls.
Yeah. And I love how during all this, Teal'c is just kind of standing there, like he had never been to this planet before this. I don't think. Yeah, no, he had never been to this planet, and he'd never met the family, and he's just kind of stuck in between all this drama between Daniel Jackson and his father-in-law and his wife. It's like he's like the new guy at work who's like caught in the middle of some workplace drama. Like, I'll just wait outside the tent, guys. Like, this doesn't concern me. So.
Over in Washington, we meet Sam's dad at the reception.
Yeah.
Hey, Carmen Arganzo. How are you doing? I know you. You've been in a ton of stuff. The actor? No, just me?
Mm-hmm. Oh, I thought he looked familiar. Yeah, sorry.
I couldn't place him in anything. But
Urza Jotto in Babylon 5.
What? Who's that?
He's Londo's old sparring buddy. Who
he has to kill the one that he had to kill. Yeah.
Family, yeah. Oh, right. Save their honor. Yep.
Okay. I didn't recognize him without the massive mohawk, the sideways mohawk.
And I always think he's in Starship Troopers as one of the teachers, but that's not him. That's another actor.
No, that's Michael Ironside.
Yeah, who they look... He is definitely discount Michael Ironside. Cherie accesses some of the memories of her Goa'uld's host, and Teal'c wants to press this advantage. They can learn a bunch, and they at least might be able to like hold her captive and not condemn her to a life where she's just basically a finger puppet for a Goa'uld.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but can I just say, I really hate what they did to Cherie's character here. So this is my second Gator hater point for this episode. In the movie, Cherie, she was not like, I feel like here in SG1, they turned her into just from what we've seen of her anyway, she's just like a typical damsel in distress.
Yes.
Like in the original movie, she was a really strong character. Like, she was the one who organized the uprising with all the villagers. She convinced all of them to stand up to the Ra and his goons. She gave him a really rousing speech about we don't have to live as slaves. So she was kind of a badass. And now we see her here. She's just kind of, Danielle, what do I do, Danielle? And they're all making decisions for her. Like no one bothers asking her, what does she want to do? They're all just like, no, she can't stay here. We got to take her to the lab and throw her in a cell. And it's like, fuck, dude, maybe ask her what she wants to do. It's her baby, for God's sake. So I'm like,
yeah.
But
it seems like a good idea where it's like, hey, before the alien takes back over, let's get you in a place where we can like keep you contained while we try to figure out a way to fix this.
The one thing that makes sense, but when you're in that position, like I would not be happy about that. If I had a thing inside me and that was gonna lock me in a cell, I'd be like, whoa, let's consider our options here.
Yeah.
But one thing that really got me about this scene is that Sheree goes like she's kind of confused about being able to access Amunet's memories, and she's like, I am seeing pictures, and it's like, you're not a robot learning memories for the first time. Like, you've had memories before. You should know like what's going on.
What the hell is happening?
Daniel does get to have a nice moment to kind of like reunite with his wife here after he's accepted the situation and it's proven that things aren't absolute shit, I guess. Like she's not just a gold who's lying, who was waiting here for them. So I guess that's nice. But now that I know that she's actually a strong character and not just a damsel in distress, I'm actually very upset about everything in this episode.
Yeah. I mean, they recasted her, obviously, but I don't like it. I'm hoping maybe this is just like a point in her character arc. I can justify it with her being the fact that she's just now getting over being enslaved for an entire year by a fucking, parasite alien demon thing. Like I could kind of justify it there, but still, I don't like it. They really watered down her character from what she originally was. Yeah.
That said, I did appreciate that Dan Jax is like, hey, she's been through enough trauma. Maybe we don't want to throw her in a cell too.
Yeah.
And it's like, hey, good job recognizing that this would be a horrific thing for a human to go through.
Yeah.
So we cut back over to Washington. We learn that Sam's dad is really pushing her to join NASA so that she can actually go to space. And Sam learns she's got cutsies in that NASA line.
Also, we find out that
strings.
Nepotism.
Their cover is that they're doing deep space radar telemetry. But the thing that gets me, so we find out that Captain Carter's dad is General Carter.
Yeah.
And he's just like, hey, you need to come up with a better cover story. I know you're doing secret Black Ops stuff. Also, you should quit doing that and join NASA. I don't know what you're doing, but it can't be as cool as NASA. And it's like, man, it's secret Black Ops cover stuff. She's just like, actually, it's really, really cool. And like, he doesn't even have you're doing math for deep space radar technology or telemetry. He's like, I know you're lying about that, but it can't be as cool. And it's like,
I would agree.
We're doing secrets.
No,
man.
no, like I'm with her dad on this one. Like, I would have to imagine that Air Force Black Ops stuff, while important work, is probably not as cool as going to space, and that the idea of actually going and visiting alien worlds and stuff and what she's doing is just so out there and foreign and out of the realm of possibility for him that there's no way that it's even it is not something that has occurred to him. It is not a thought.
Yeah.
It's like, well, maybe she is going to space. Has not crossed his mind.
No, she's not technically going to space. She's just jumping from planet to planet. So I guess I could see that there. But then, you're right. He doesn't know that. Yeah, there's no way he would even consider that.
I would have to assume, given his age, he thinks that Air Force secret Black Ops stuff is bombing a bunch of poor immigrants in some foreign country.
Yeah, via drone.
Yeah, this is much better.
Well, this is before drones.
Yeah. No, they had drones. They had drones in the 90s.
Oh,
like they weren't as prominent. Just minor piece of trivia. I do know that during the Gulf War, that was the very first time there was an air-to-air engagement between an American drone and an Iraqi MiG fighter. I'm probably getting it wrong. I just remember that was a really big piece of aviation warfare history, like a drone versus air-to-air dogfight. I mean, parentheses dogfight, drone versus an actual fighter plane. Spoiler alert, the MiG won. So, but yeah, that was pretty cool. So anyway, yeah, sorry, nerding out for a minute. So.
After this, a journalist follows Jack and tries to get him to confirm the Stargate program's existence. He does not confirm
No.
the Stargate.
Oh yeah, this is where we first meet our reporter guy.
Yeah, Armin. Whose name I only remember because of Quark. So
yep.
Good on you, Armin Shimmerman, for helping me out.
Come to Quark's Crush is fun. Come right now. Don't walk. Run!
Over on Abydos, they discuss plans with Shari, and they decide on going back to Earth before Apophis returns.
Yeah, Dan Jax is like, hey, why don't you come over to my place? And she's like, oh yeah, you did kind of move in with me. Maybe I can go with you. And also, Apophis won't be able to find me there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jack tells the general about the leak. Alien ship shows up on Abydos just in time to dramatically induce labor.
Yeah.
But by the way, I meant to bring this up earlier. Did any of you guys see the any of the outdoor scenes where they're going up to the pyramid on Abydos and you see the 3 moons in the sky? I actually should have brought this up at the very first episode we did for this, but those 3 moons in the sky are just the moon, Earth's moon, copied and pasted, and each like rotated a little bit. So you have 3 fucking replicas of our moon hovering over. I was just like, guys, like I noticed it. I noticed that it's the same thing in the original movie as well. I was just like, guys, you guys just have to put a circle in the sky, man. Come on. It even changes the color a little bit. Nope, it's just straight up 3.
George
3
Lucas
moons.
did this 30 years ago.
Yeah.
They run away before some mooks teleport down. And Jack is going to meet up with the journalist again to narrow down the leak. We learn that this is not Apophis showing up, but Heruer.
Just I wrote down a Sons of Anarchy looking motherfucker.
This is one of Apophis's enemies.
One thing I did really appreciate in this episode, when O'Neill goes and confronts the reporter,
yes,
he plays them a recording of them from the earlier part of the episode where they're talking about like being here in DC and working on the Stargate project. And in my brain, I'm just like, okay, yeah, it's, this is 90s TV writing. And they're like, it's actually not. We're making our characters canonically dumb. And they're talking about their secret government program out
there in the open. Yeah.
And I actually really, really appreciated that. That, hey, we're taking this thing that is just a like TV shorthand of, hey, we're going to have our characters talking about their job on their way into their secret government medal ceremony. And then it's like, oh no, that would be super dumb.
Yeah, of course we wouldn't be doing it. Yeah,
this scene ends with Armin getting hit by a car and dying in Jack's arms.
And he like dies and is like, you did this.
I know it was you, Fredo. You broke my heart.
And he was like, I was right here.
Heruer's goons question the village while Sam's heart breaks for not being able to tell her cancer-ridden father that she has actually achieved her dreams.
Yeah. Oh, that's the next bombshell that they dropped is, hey, by the way, daughter, I have cancer. Look, what? Yeah, dude, this is like the 3rd emotional roller coaster in this fucking episode. I'm like, I'm not prepared for all this. Like, yeah, a baby's being born, the big wife has been kidnapped suddenly back, and now dad has cancer. Oh my God.
It's, your daughter is doing secret off the book stuff that is so successful. She's here to get a medal personally from the president.
From the fucking president. Yeah.
But it is absolutely, I do appreciate this writing where it's General Carter, Dad Carter, is honestly doing something super freaking nice. That if his daughter wasn't one of the 4 or 5, or, well, we know there's 9 to 12 teams of people going and exploring alien worlds, this would be the coolest job on the planet. So it's one of those things where he's legitimately doing something super neat. But man, you should have just asked first. he does do and she calls him out on it, the dick, thing of,
Make it all
before I
right, yeah.
die, I want to see you accomplish your dreams as I see them. And
My
it's just
dreams for you. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, again, it's like, it's the same thing with Cherie. It's like, no, you're not asking her what she wants. It's just about what you want to do with her life. Like, I feel like we need Laura in on here to give us a segment about women's rights and shit. Cause this is just like, oh my God. Yes.
I don't want to call up Laura and be like, so we want you to do a women's rights and shit segment.
Come up with a better title first. That's
Yes.
step one. All right.
Sorry, Laura.
I can write the jingle in my head already.
Oh, by the way, another thing I wanted to mention. He tells the reporter, it's like, okay, there's something I do want to tell you if you're going to write a story about me. It's O'Neill with 2 L's.
Yeah.
And there's another O'Neill who's only 1 L. And that guy has no sense of humor. I am 99% sure that's a jab at Kurt Russell, because that's one thing they changed. Like in the credits for the original movie, it's spelled O'Neill with 1 L. So for whatever reason, they changed it to 2 L's for SG1.
I bet you that is not pay a writer.
Yeah.
I'm willing to bet. I'm willing to bet money on that.
So Kurt Russell doesn't get residuals or something.
Yeah, that's got to be it. Because that would be expensive. Yeah.
For 200 episodes, man. Come on.
I do think it's weird that when they're talking about we got a leak, and O'Neill tells General Hammond, like, we got to figure this out. It's like, okay, one, there can't be that many people.
Yeah.
Like, this is something they could start figuring out probably pretty quickly. But also, we'll let the cat, okay, there we go. Out of all the stuff that you could hear about the government doing, if I heard reporter says, one source inside the government says, we've got portals to other planets and have been going on space adventures, I'd be like, well, that guy did a lot of meth. I would not believe him.
Yeah, I feel
but
like
they start taking this super seriously.
Yeah. That would end up in that one newspaper that's got the vampire boy on it.
The Inquirer.
Yeah.
Let's
see, cross that off. Yeah.
Then we get to our birth scene.
Cherie has the baby.
So,
which, by the way, how the fuck does Daniel Jackson know how to deliver a baby?
Congratulations. You are fully dilated to 10 centimeters. You may now give birth.
I mean, he's not that kind of doctor. A half alien baby.
My guess is he learned in his year on Abydos.
Delivering babies on Abydos? That was his side gig?
Well, there's no doctors, anything there. They probably, like, use midwives and such, and it's like, oh, hey, this is now just a thing I've been around. 7 babies were born in the year I was here.
Yeah.
I've been exposed to it.
That's a good what happened to her.
Yeah, that's what happened to her.
What the hell happened to her? Can't explain. But I got the van.
Jax, call the midwife. Now I'm just picturing him in the nun outfit riding his bike.
Amunet immediately takes control over Cherie when the baby is born, and Teal'c fakes her out, allowing Daniel to escape with the baby, who he takes to his father-in-law, Kasif.
Yeah, they convince them that, oh, actually, I'm one of Haru's soldiers. It's like, it was me. It was me, Austin.
Oh, son of a bitch! What? It's me, Austin! It was me all along, Austin!
Yeah.
Pretty good move. Pretty slick writing there, I gotta say. That was
yeah. But then they, in the same way of, I know where I'll hide my pregnant wife. In her hometown with her dad.
Yeah.
I know where we'll hide the secret baby with its grandfather. It's like, they're gonna look for Eric Avari first. That's why they were beating him up 5 minutes ago.
Yeah. Yeah, he's like the village elder too, so they're gonna come after and question him first. So yeah,
why not bring him with you to Earth? Be like, hey, father-in-law, come with me. We'll put you in an apartment. It'll be nicer than any place on this planet.
Yeah, you just have to let the baby grow up in a place that has plumbing.
Well, and he's also just like, I guess I need to find a nursemaid who can keep a secret. And it's like, how about you come with us? We've got baby formula. It's dope.
Daniel Jackson's got some big Worf energy going on here. Like, this is like bad parenting. You know, worst. I have a theory that
He's
it's going
already
to turn out.
He's already pretty low on the list of stepdads.
Yeah. Well, I have a theory that is actually his biological kid, because it's ambiguous how long an Abydos year is, and you know they didn't say how long she's gone. So my theory is that Cherie got knocked up right before she got kidnapped, and that's actually Daniel Jackson's kid. That's you know what? I'll save that for our predictions.
Oh, okay.
But
But I did appreciate Daniel Jackson like goes before Haru, and it's just like, okay, you hate Apophis, we hate Apophis. Fred,
Best friends forever and ever. Oh, friend.
and Haru is just like, no,
Nah,
you
fuck
are
you.
beneath
Heel.
both of us.
you're a meat.
I would
fuck
never
you.
join up with you guys. Hey, yes, you guys have blown up 3 of our ships.
Yeah.
Caused enough problems that Apophis lost his like gig. But once I'm done with him, I will come crush you. And it's like, so you guys are all just assholes, okay?
Yeah, that was some real
Right.
villain splaining right there. That was
Yeah.
yeah, classic villain splaining.
We
So,
also have a bit of a fight scene where we find out that shields don't stop knives.
Yeah. Okay. So we start this comedy of errors, right? Teal'c and Daniel go to escape Haru, who gets starship troopered by Jack. As they
Yes.
come through
The enemy cannot push a button if you disable his hand.
the
I actually
Stargate.
wrote that down. With his hand
Oh, right.
disabled, he cannot push the button.
Yeah.
I forgot about that.
Haru retreats just in time for the Stargate to open again, with Potheus showing up. And Apophis picks up his queen and heads off. But Cherie looks at them and doesn't tell on them.
Yeah.
And then SG1 returns homes to credits. This all happens super fast.
By the way, what the hell's up with Apophis's hat? Like, what the fuck was he wearing on his head? That was the dumbest looking hat. I could not take this seriously. Like, what the hell was that? Some listeners tell me if that actually no, because that'd be a spoiler. But I just want to know where he got that.
Yeah, what happened to her?
What happened to her? Where did he get that hat? I got nothing.
One thing I did appreciate in this scene where Daniel Jackson is brought before Haru is he's brought in by a guard, and you assume that guard is Teal'c. And then when everything goes sideways, a guard over on the side starts shooting everybody, and it's like, oh, so Daniel Jackson turned him into a different guard while Teal'c infiltrated the room. This is actually really smart. Like he's like, I'm over here. I was inside the room the whole time.
Yeah, one thing I really hated was that how Teal'c just spelled it out in crayon for the audience about that moment where Cherie looks over and didn't say anything. He goes, "Did you notice Cherie looked over directly at us and did not say anything?" Thank you for playing for the most obvious exposition. That's something an ongoing thing with SG1 that I really don't like, is they just kind of ruin it by spelling everything out.
Yeah.
Like there's just an art to what is not said, you know? Like you can
Well, and some stuff in this episode was actually pretty elegant.
Yeah.
like what?
Yes, make him give examples. Yes.
The whole we're gonna trick you into thinking that your rival stole your baby, like that was actually
that's pretty
really
good.
smart.
That was really good. Yeah.
Or the hey, talking about your secret government or black ops organization while you're walking on like the steps of the Capitol is
Mhm.
really heckin' dumb.
It is.
Somebody's gonna overhear it.
100%.
Yeah.
Stupid.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that is our episode, gentlemen. I'm going to roll some dice here to see how far we're skipping ahead.
Oh. It's time for the dice roll.
And after we know how far we're skipping ahead, we will go over our previous episode's predictions and make a new set of predictions.
Yeah.
So here we go. The dice roll. That is a 13. So we are going to
currently-
season 2, episode 22, which scrolling down shows me the name of that episode is Out of Mind. It's the season 2 finale.
Oh, nice. Out of Mind. All right. That should be it. Oh, God. You know what? Never mind. It better not be a clip show, is all I'm saying. Because I just got.
That's only season
2.
The end of season 2 of Next Gen.
Yeah. It was Frame of Mind was that episode, which is like the worst, one of the worst episodes of Star Trek TNG ever. If there's, oh God.
I do
If
love
this
a
is a
clip
clip
show
show
with no context, though. To
That
be
would be
perfectly
amazing.
honest,
That
that's
would
kind of
be
what I'm
really
hoping.
amazing for the podcast.
Ever since Clerks Animated had their second episode be a clip show, I've wished for another moment like that again, and I'll never have it.
It makes me think of the Community clip show where none of the clips are of episodes we have seen.
Also, very good episode.
It is an amazing episode.
This might be fun.
All right, so we got some predictions to write, and while we're doing that, Vic, would you care to inform us how we're doing on the previous episode's
All
predictions?
right. Yes. Let me see. Look at that's convenient. The results from the lab are just in. This time we got 78 votes on last episode's predictions.
All right.
So this should be interesting. And also, let me
you
pull up
DMT Research Labs for voting
Thank
in the
you,
polls.
yes.
We appreciate you.
And by the way, DMT Research Lab, some of you have been voting on every single option, no matter what it is. Guys, if there's a button there, you don't have to press it. Okay, I know you want to, but you don't always have to press every button. It's okay.
You're just going to make it worse.
Yes.
You're just encouraging them.
But that is also why my good friend Angela, the gatekeeper, has keeps us on track here as well, because I have her results as well. So let's start off with who had finding a Greek-themed planet.
I believe that was
Whose prediction was that?
Yes,
I think that might have.
that was that last episode. Yes, I had Planet of the Greeks.
Yes.
Planet of the Greeks. That answer, sir, is correct. Apparently, it happens a couple of times.
Hell yeah!
I don't know if they find. I don't know if that means they find multiple Greek planets or they just go back to the same one. So that means your next prediction is they find a Hindu-themed planet.
Yeah, the planet of the Bhagavad Gita.
That apparently never happens.
Racist, probably. I don't know.
I was hoping they would.
I just hope
have the I am death with the 6 arms. That would have been cool.
I just hope that on one of the Greek episodes they find Apollo and he's just like, I met some other space travelers. They were dicks. Referencing back to the TOS episode where they figure out they can defeat Apollo just by being an asshole to him.
Yeah, that was the giant Apollo, wasn't it? Like where he was.
Yeah.
He was like the size of Godzilla. Awesome. Let's see. That means we get to your third prediction. We find out that humans designed and built the Stargates. Was that your prediction?
Yeah. Yes.
That one. And looking at the results here from the lab, nope, not even a little.
Oh,
that is 0. All right, so coming up next, so that means you got 1 correct. That was your.
Yep.
You got his daytime correct.
I got my daytime correct.
Right, awesome. So that means next we're getting into my predictions, which starts off with O'Neill's wife is fridged. And for those of you out there who don't know, that means that's the term when you take a character and you just forget about them, never see or hear from them again. My prediction is O'Neill's wife, who made a brief appearance in the original movie. My prediction was she's never seen or heard from again. Turns out I am wrong. Apparently she appears a couple of times, so no points for me there. My next prediction was, this would be my afternoon prediction. What do we call it again? Prime time?
Primetime evening, or daytime
prediction.
evening primetime.
I predicted there would be a Groundhog Day style episode. Let's see who said this in the comments. There was a very specific comment here. Andy Konseki in the research lab confirmed, along with that one also got 20 votes for yes, and as well as Andy Konseki said, there is not a Groundhog Day episode. There is the Groundhog Day episode.
Okay.
I got that one right, apparently. I knew they would have to do it. I knew they would have to. And third prediction. I predicted that Teal'c's Gua'uld would either escape or it's kidnapped, and the episode would be about the SG1 team having to recapture it before it dies. The answer I got from Angela the Gatekeeper was sort of. So, seeing as how that one did not get many votes from the lab either, only got 9 votes out of the 78 total. I'm gonna go ahead and decline that one. I feel like that's all right. So that brings us to you, Ben.
Yeah.
All right. Ben's first prediction: Thor's hammer. Which
we never see it again.
Never see it again. Never see it again. It is referenced, but we never actually see it again. So
yeah, they don't go back and fix it and be like, haha, we've got our Norse Ex Machina.
Norse Ex Machina. Oh wow, that's pretty. So okay, so yeah, that is correct. I think I'm not sure the lab quite understood that one because that one did not get many votes either. This says only got 7 votes, but I guess that counts as.
It's 7 people who clicked everything, right?
Yeah. Either way, that one was correct. Your next prediction is Teal'c gets his Gua'uld removed. With 15 votes, yes, that is correct.
Hooray!
So yeah, apparently at some point he gets that thing taken out. And I specifically asked Angela on that one. Is like, no, this means that he gets it removed and he continues to live afterwards without this parasite inside him. So yeah. And your final prediction is that the SG1 team sticks with human weapons where they woke up. Sorry, my dog chasing the cat. The SG1 team sticks with human-built weapons and they never bother to adapt alien technology. Well, that one was proved wrong in this episode.
Yeah, they had the little serpent laser things that they were using.
Yeah,
but O'Neill was still carrying his machine gun.
He was, yeah.
But Sam wasn't.
But Teal'c and Sam both had little snake phasers of some kind.
I thought she grabbed Teal'c's.
No. I rewound because I thought that as well. But afterwards, after she vaporizes the 2 goons, she holsters it in her own little specifically made holster for her phaser.
All right.
So yeah.
Okay.
I meant to ask her what happened here for that one, but oh well, that's some other time. Like, where did they get these from? So I do wonder if they either picked them up off of dead goons or if that's something they built for themselves, because that's it almost has a Star Trek TOS style effect when she vaporizes the 2 guys and they just disappear.
Yeah.
That was pretty cool. So there we are. So I believe that means do you have a tally? Do you have a spreadsheet, Xhafer, for who's
we tally it up at the end.
Yeah.
That's right.
So once we're done, once we watch this SG1 finale, we'll have another episode where we go through a plot synopsis of the entire show. Maybe 2, given the length of this show.
Yeah.
And we will go through all of our predictions and get their final scores at that point.
Okay.
Because we might get more votes as the podcast goes on, because we're going to be watching SG1 for another 2 months at the rate we're going. Yeah.
Awesome.
So, well, I guess if we did 2 seasons and 4 episodes and there's 9, yeah. So we'll be at this for about another 3 months if we keep on the current pace.
Yeah, of course, it all depends on how the dice land.
Yeah, who knows?
The dice.
So with that, it's time for some predictions.
Lincoln, what are you doing up there?
Guessing. I guess no one's coming.
I have seen into the future.
You ruined the prophecy.
So I'm going to keep going with what I was doing, which is going through some more pantheons to find
Coco Pelli Planet.
My daytime prediction is Planet of the Celts. We're going to find a Celtic planet.
Celts. Well, I think we already did. No, I'm thinking of something. Sorry, I hadn't slept. Okay. Everyone, carry on.
Evening 2, or my evening prediction, rather. Prediction number 2, we're going to find a planet of Native Americans.
Is it more or less racist than how TNG did it?
I really hope less.
Well, at least in TNG, they actually hired actual Native American actors for that. So,
yeah, Voyager was the one that was really bad about the Native American stuff.
fucking Chakotay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then my primetime prediction, we've seen a lot of polytheistic religions have their deities be aliens. That's kind of a reoccurring thing. I'm going to suggest that a monotheistic religion, also aliens, specifically Jesus. Jesus was an alien.
Jesus, what's the I was hoping you were about to say the Pope.
The Pope.
The Pope is an
I don't know
alien.
how thorough these aliens are. We don't know. But
the Pope has a goal.
yeah, I'm suggesting in the SG1 universe, Jesus, not our savior. In fact, an alien. I mean, maybe still. I'm not here to make judgments about that type of alien. I don't know, Ben. I'm just saying I don't know. All right.
Highly offensive.
Only. Why is that more offensive than any of the other religions I've said are aliens at this point? It is equally offensive to all of them.
Because the other aliens, it is canonical that they are, or at least the Egyptian ones are taking existing Egyptian religion and adopting it.
Yeah.
In order to subdue people. This would be
no. This changes. This is not different at all. This is someone showing up and pretending to be a deity and just making one up. In this case, pretending to be a Masonic figure who's Jewish.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm not saying.
Yeah,
like I'm just Jesus was an alien. That's all I'm saying.
If
the religion that follows.
If there's a scene where they put him up on the cross and the little
there's no way in hell that happens. No way in hell that happens.
Yeah, Pontius Pilate stabs him in the abdomen and the ghoul crawls out.
Oh,
I was hoping you were going to go a little weirder with your prime time there, Xhafer, and be like they go to Zoroastrian planet. But
we find out the flying spaghetti monster is real and an alien.
Yes. Oh god. You know what? I hope they do that on Lower Decks. That would be a great episode.
Just looking at the koala. All right. Who's up next?
All right. So my first prediction, I'm going to continue on my theme of trope episodes. I'm going to say that there is a body swap episode.
Oh, yeah, there's got to be.
Yeah.
100%.
For bonus points, I'm gonna say who if I can do this. If I get it right for exactly whose body gets swapped, I'm gonna say Daniel Jackson and O'Neill swap, and Teal'c and Sam swap. Because I could just see Sam's actress going around speaking like indeed I'm the
So we have not. This is not in the scope of the rules of the game. So I'm gonna go ahead and propose that this is allowed. Your prediction is specifically there's a body swap episode. If you get that right, you get a point. And then you will get a single bonus point if that is the combination of body swapping. It doesn't. I will say that they can do more than one body swap episode. And as long as those combination of body swaps happen over the course of the show, it counts. But you have to get both right to get the A bonus point. And you can never, it's not like if you did it at a higher prediction level, you don't get more bonus points. It's just the one bonus point.
It's just 1 point.
Is this amenable?
There you go with that, Ben?
As far as the predictions? Yeah, Ben's on board. All right. Cool.
Sweet.
We've gotten too specific in the past, and it's disqualified us. And I like us forcing each other to be more specific, but not taking the necessary point loss risk that the bonus point affords us. So.
And I will add a caveat. You can only just add in a bonus specific stipulation like every couple of episodes.
Yeah, you want to say once a show, maybe?
Yeah, we won't abuse this. I won't abuse this anyway. Okay. I'll try not to. I mean, no guarantees.
No, coming at us with 3 bonus predictions every time.
Yeah.
Not what we're here to do.
My next prediction is at some point, Teal'c gets a fan, or how should I put this? There's a background extra that works there in the Cheyenne Mountain team. That's like a young airman girl who is his crush, or she has a huge crush on him, and he's totally oblivious to the whole thing. Or I should say, Teal gets
all right.
What's the word for? Teal gets an admirer, I'll say.
Yes.
Yeah, there we go. Teal gets an admirer. Teal. Let me see. Oh, see, I did body swap in here. I'm going to say Daniel Jackson dies at least one more time. He already died once canonically in the very first movie, and he got brought back to life. I'm getting the vibe that Daniel Jackson is the Chief O'Brien of SG1. Like, he is just, like, every episode we've seen, he's got some kind of something horrible happening to him. But yeah, he's just going to suffer more, and he's going to die at least once and get resurrected magically. So there we go. That's my prime time.
All right.
Okay, well then I will go with my daytime. We never see Dad Carter again.
Ah, okay.
He's just gone. Nope, never see him again.
You got a lot of never happening predictions.
Yeah. I know my 90s adventure show TV.
All right.
My evening prediction, Armin's story still gets out. He had some backups somewhere. Somebody somebody like looks into my dead reporter friend, and because he's my reporter friend, I actually happen to be a reporter too, and I pick up his story, and I believe firmly that the Air Force killed him, and so somebody's gonna try and get that story out.
So do you think it's gonna go to? I'm sorry, I was gonna say, you think it's gonna go to like newspaper or TV or both, or is that too specific? Or let's say it gets out
sure.
somehow.
Yeah,
It's leaked to the news somehow.
Out. Yeah.
And my primetime prediction in a swerve. Haru is our season 2 big bad, and they actually end up teaming up with Apophis to kill him.
Ooh, nice one. Okay. Is the bigger bad.
Okay, well, with all of that said, I have the episode description for the season finale Out of Mind pulled up. Season 2, episode 22, Out of Mind, Awakening from what seems like cryogenic suspension. Colonel Jack O'Neill, 2 L's, finds himself in a futuristic version of Stargate Command.
Okay. Interesting.
All right.
I am really looking forward to this. This seems like the perfect kind of crackpot episode for us to land on. I'm excited. And
I've dropped a lot of Gator hater jokes. It's this show winning me over.
We have just enough, like, not having any, like, at this point we should have 2 seasons of like being used to Cheyenne Mountain. It's like, I don't know, is that new future tech? I haven't seen this room before.
Yeah. The iris closes and a bunch of guns pop out of it. Like, who knows what's going to happen? We'll find out next week. But before we get there, we have to say thank you, Ripe, for letting us use Goon Squad. You got fucking robbed for not getting a Grammy knob for your last album. You should have been up for Best Rock Album. It's a fantastic fucking album. Go listen to it. It's great. And then they're just announced a bit of a summer tour as well. So go see them live if you can. We really appreciate Ripe. Thank you so much for letting us use Goon Squad.
And thank you to Annette Lucina for your photograph of a television that you put under Creative Commons that we have used for our podcast artwork. Thank you for doing free art so we can give free art.
Thank you, DMT Research Lab, for your assistance in this episode, and thank you, Angela the Gatekeeper, for putting up with us having a year. I know you must have face-palmed at least a dozen times listening to this episode.
And we will see you next time on Last Time On. my aunt and uncle just showed up to pick up my son.
Uh-oh.
I will be right
Gotcha.
back.
Pause.
All right.
And pause. Let's see.
I can pause, but Ben's going to edit it anyway. So
Okay, cool. Okay.
So yeah, we can talk a bunch of shit from him, and you'll hear it in 2 weeks now.
Ben, this message is for you, Ben. This is
not you
this is
now,
me
Ben,
from
but
the-
in
yes.
weeks, Ben.
future Ben. Future Ben, we have something to tell you. We have an important message for you, future Ben.
We're from the past.
Yeah. Where has Ben been this whole time? I'm sure he's tired of that pun. He's got to be.
Ben never tires of any pun. Do not need
That's
to
awesome.
concern yourself with that.